Girl, yes. Welcome to Tyler's table. My ass is wet. I'm here. Girl, yes. Welcome to Tyler's Table Time Tea Talk. Today I'm joined with the recently eliminated Eliov.
Hey.
Eliov, what snack have you brought with you today?
I'm glad you asked. I brought some gummy bears.
Oh, in me? Just some fresh pineapple. Eliov, today has been a very long day. I have to ask, how are you feeling after your elimination? It's pretty gut-wrenching.
I'm just so upset you don't understand because I was so close. I know that if I made it, I could have won the damn thing. So I'm just so upset.
You were definitely, day 2 I came in here, I said Eliov's winning the game, let me tell you why.
Oh.
So this was a stab in the heart. I'm feeling pretty crushed. You should be very proud of yourself.
Thank
and
you.
what you've done this season. You should be very proud of yourself. During the season, you managed to snatch up 2 ranking wins, a daily win, and you won veto during reality week.
And
Did you expect to do this well, or was this kind of a surprise to you?
Well, I expected to do well just because I am very physical outside of all this. But I wasn't necessarily sure how well I would do because I was I guess I kind of doubted my own capabilities. And I wanted to make sure that I never underestimated anyone in that house. And I saw everyone as such fierce competitors because during every competition, you could just see the adrenaline and everything. And, you know, it would be a shame to count anyone out. So I had very, very low expectations coming into it. But, you know, I'm happy with how I performed. Not many can say that they have 4 overall wins within the competition. So, you know, I can't really ask for more.
Yeah. I mean, me personally, I have 3 daily wins and 5 ranking wins. But, you should definitely be very proud of yourself.
Okay.
There was a lot of drama this season. And you tended to stay out of that. Is that just because of your personality, or was it like you were focusing on your game and focusing on the goal? What were you really thinking during that whole time?
Ooh, let me tell you. There's so many times I bit my tongue in this game. And that's because some of these censor would never shut up. They would just always talk. And I felt so drained just within that house. But I knew for my game, it was best just to be very unconfrontational because people always want to go after the people that, you know, have a lot to say. And that is exactly why I didn't want to give them anything that they could go off of. So, you know, I just told myself the drama wasn't worth it because I was here for a bigger picture. I wasn't here for fights, I was here for the game.
People don't realize how intense it can get sometimes. I mean, just watching it, there's so much that happens behind the scenes that doesn't get shown for good reason.
Yeah.
It's very hard to stay sane, and I think staying quiet definitely helped your game. You were a pretty social person this season, I'd have to say, although you did get targeted in many of the social comps. But we'll just consider that because they were threatened, okay? We'll say that.
Well, yes.
Who were some of your favorite people that you got to work with this season?
So immediately from the jump, I had the core 4, but I felt myself wanting to distance myself from the core 4 because as the game went on, I found myself having these new relationships that I actually truly did treasure. Obviously, that doesn't apply to Chey. Chey, I will always just do whatever for because she was my day 1 number 1. She gave me such vital information that without her in this game, I don't feel like I would have done as well. Because whenever I lacked on my social reign, she picked it up. We had like a little Slack system. But outside of the core 4, I really felt like I got particularly close to Abbey. I would say Violet, and I would also say this was very unexpected. I did not think this, but also Michael.
Yeah, there's so many different personalities in the house. I won't say they all mix together very well, but
No, they don't.
It's crazy if you can get to know. You mentioned the core 4.
Well, yes.
That consisted of?
It consisted of initially myself, Ava, Jalen, and Chey. And this was formed literally on day 1. It's just like, it was such a tight allegiance that I knew that it carried on like a bigger picture in my head. Like, there was so many times where I wanted to disassociate myself. Also, I guess I should state this. There was a bigger alliance that was outside of it called the Pentagon, and it consisted of Aaron. Now, obviously I felt the kind of detachment from Aaron and Jalen, but Chey was sitting me down and said, it's not worth it. This is a numbers game. No matter how you feel, we have to stick together. It's not beneficial. And so I listened.
For sure. I'd say that's probably the most successful alliance I've seen come out of Eliminator. It's rare you see an alliance with more than just like 2 people. And I'd say that it worked pretty well. Do you think it benefited your game?
I think it benefited my game, but I also kind of wish I didn't have to start out like that, because from the jump, I was the only one within the alliance that was particularly okay. I found myself having to help all my allies that were in the bottom, because after the first week, Jalen, Aaron, and Chey were all at the bottom, and Ava went home second.
Yeah.
So I felt like I had to pick up a lot of the slack that was being, just kind of thrown on the floor. So I kind of wish I sided with the other side of the house, in all honesty.
Do you think that they were the reason for your elimination?
I would say yes, but also not particularly, just because even though they were conspiring against my back, they never necessarily had the ammunition to pull the shot except for Aaron. And that was because of a multitude of different reasons. It was because the necklace, it was because the graveyard. All in all, there were so many factors that I wish I could say I could control, but it just came down to fate.
Yeah, for sure. I'd say you had a pretty clean-cut game. If you could, do you regret anything, and what would you change from your game?
Girl, the entirety of it.
The entirety of it?
Like,
okay.
Not really, but like, kind of. So, it's just, I always play very selfless. I always try to help my allies out, no matter how much. And I have to learn within this game that it's okay to be selfish. There was times where I try to put people above myself so often that I forgot that I'm also playing this game. For instance, at Final 6, when Chey won the competition, in my heart, I wanted Chey to be above myself for a multitude of different reasons. One, because of dice twist and everything like that, and also just to further secure her spot in the final. Now, that's, I guess, a reason of why I was being like selfish, but it's a sucky situation, because I feel like I gave so much to people and I never really got equal in return.
I mean, there was one thing that I think definitely was, I think, the biggest gag of the season. After your elimination, you were back in the game for a second. Chey had sacrificed herself for you.
Yes.
Why didn't you take that spot?
In my heart, I felt like, hey, I would have destroyed the final. Let me just tell you that. I'm so sorry to the girls that are watching this right now, but I would have destroyed this final. I'm telling you, they were so stupid.
Block it.
But anyways, even the B agrees.
True.
I feel as though if I did win this, it wouldn't have felt deserved. And that's just something that, like, I could say, yes, I won and everything like that. But if I don't feel comfortable with it at the end of the day, then is it truly a win in my eyes? I don't think so. It just wasn't meant for me. And it would be so disheartening to take it away from Chey, because her story was amazing. She literally started out from the bottom, and she worked so hard socially and physically. I have seen this girl literally crying in the bathroom, just tears, because she felt so overwhelmed with this game. And so to see her give up her spot for me, it just didn't feel right.
Did you expect it to happen?
For her to give me her,
Yeah.
I did not expect it at all, because obviously I was like, yippee, 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 but I was like, girl, like, I wanted it so bad, but not at the expense of someone else, especially my number 1.
That's completely fair. With the finale being right around the corner, who do you think is going to take it?
Obviously, you know who I'm rooting for.
Mm-hmm.
I'm rooting for Chey. I'm rooting for Chey with my entirety of my heart. I know that she is capable and smart enough to win these competitions. And I know if she has a driving force, that she could really put the pedal to the metal.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I am worried for her because of some other competitors, particularly Emily. Emily is very smart, and she was highly underestimated this game, I would say. She literally goes to school for engineering. She is physically fit, as we saw it within the episode that she won. She was tearing them bitches up, literally left to right, just stomping on them, curb stomping on them, literally just like...
You were one of her victims.
Well, yes!
Yeah.
She, she said, let me meet you outside, and well, that was
She did.
it.
Well, Eliov, that was the last question that I had for you. I had such a great time watching you this season. I really did expect you to win. Wholeheartedly believe that. So it's a bittersweet feeling because I do believe you would have taken their asses in the final. Definitely gagged, goop, all the above. I want to say thank you for playing from the bottom of my heart. Bring it. Oh fuck, I almost fell over. Bring
My
it.
booty a little wet, but it's okay.
That's okay. You know what? Mine too. Thank y'all for watching Tyler's Tea Time Table Talk. Y'all know the drill. See you next week. Woo!